Hi guys, karibuni sana to yet another episode of Miss No Idea Fam. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're not new, thank you so much for keeping it Miss No Idea Fam. Thanks for being part of the tribe. Karibu pia wewe. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know how much I've really hyped this video. It's a work hacks video, or things I wish I knew before I joined the workforce. Yeah, so most of these experiences are limited to most of these opinions are limited to my experience. So if you have a different opinion, Miss Hawa, you're welcome to share and we can discuss, you know, especially people who have been working longer than I have. So yeah, let's get to it. I divided my work hacks in sections. The first section is on relationships. I even did a write-up. The next one is on money. The next one is on pre-work hacks before joining the workforce. The fourth one is on self-management. Number 5 is on adulting scams. This one. Number 6 and the last, but not the least, just bonus points I thought I'd share with you guys. So yeah, let's get to the video. I really want it to be short. I feel like we could always do a part 2 later on with more info, with more discussions, even with guests, who knows. We're moving on up. So I work for a foundation as a monitoring and evaluation assistant. That's all I'm going to give out. I've been there for the past 6 months. Before that, I worked for another company. It was contractual for 2 months. It was actually 3 months, but then this current opportunity opened up, so I left. Before that, I was a census enumerator. Hello, all census enumerators. And before that, I'd been home for a period of 7 months. Tarmark. So that's where the pre-work hacks segment fits in. And then before that, I'd done internship for like 4 months. 4 months. Immediately after graduation. So the first segment on relationships. I know this is so cliche. I'm sure you've seen it somewhere, especially on Facebook. Facebook groups. Your friends are your colleagues, are not your friends. I actually had this the first time on Over 25. It's actually my favorite channel. Was it Ivy who said it on the work hacks video? I feel like I should link it down in the description below. Your colleagues are not your friends, guys, and it's so true. You know how they say that everyone's journey is different? This is actually true, because I know my brother has a friend now who they met during his first ever job, and they've been friends till date. But like, that's the only case that I know. For my parents, the people they're friends with and they work with, they knew each other before they went to work there. So by default, wakakuwa friends. But like, meeting in the workplace and thinking that you'll find long-term friends or stable relationships is not it. So please don't give out too much. Don't invest too much on work friendships if you can, because everyone out there is just focused on their own selfish interest. They're not all about you. Should shit hit the fan, I don't think they'll save you. They'll save themselves, and that's not a true friend at the end of the day. I'm sure everyone has a definition of friendship. That is mine, and that's what I've experienced so far. So yeah, the next one, you'll meet funny characters. You remember the mean girls you left in high school, and you thought, after high school I'll be done with all these mean girl shenanigans. No. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but mean girls exist even in the workplace. Yeah, you'll meet mean girls, and it's just like, it's the balance of life, you know. There'll be good people and there'll be bad people. Yeah, kwanza, especially in my first job was a census job, post internship. My second one was the contractual one, and now there's my current one. So especially in the contractual one, mean girls exist even after high school. Oh honey, you thought you left them there? Okay, this is just to warn you beforehand. But now the good thing about it is that you've grown and you've learned and you've experienced it before, so it won't really bother you like it did then. Just a disclaimer that my key employer for that contractual one everyone was actually really nice. I still talk to some of them, but now we were all sent out to various working stations. Now in the station, nilipatana na mean girls. Yeah, so funny characters. There'll also be not only mean girls, but another one that I actually wanted to focus on was inappropriate peeps. Please don't let anyone disrespect you. Call them out. If you feel like a comment is inappropriate, someone has handled you inappropriately, please call it out. Don't be afraid to. I know sometimes you can be scared, like, oh, how can I tell this guy that this is borderline inappropriate? Imagine, just gather the kidogo strength you have and call it out, because if you don't, that pattern will repeat itself, especially during internship. I don't know why people think interns are dumb and like internship. Wow. Me used to call it out. Imagine, I've never been afraid to call out uncomfortable situations. Okay, I have been afraid too, but like for the most part, I've called it out. So if you're not in a comfortable situation, imagine, call it out. Whew, I feel like we've started off really heavy. Yeah, that's on relationships. So basically, yeah, your colleagues are not your friends. You'll meet very funny characters, e.g. mean girls and inappropriate people. And let's not forget to say that they'll actually be really nice people. Kuna watu tu wanakuanga heaven sent. I feel like in all places I've been in, even in internship, even during census, during the contractual one, and where I am currently, I've met really good people. So if you meet nice people, engage with them, ongea na wao, learn from them. Yeah, but don't get too deep also, because your colleagues are not your friends. Number 2, money. I had such a bad relationship with money. I used to be very careless, mostly because I was dependent. But then when you start to earn, I was very dependent on my parents. So when you start earning your own money, your relationship with money changes. So okay, improves, it's not changed drastically for me, but I could say that I'm headed there, you know. So let's talk about the first segment on savings. Please save, especially if you have no responsibilities. Like, I know so many of the people I know, bado tunaishi home, hatulipi bills. We are still literally we are very dependent on our parents, so we don't have responsibilities. So if you can, this is a period to save. Like, it doesn't have to be for a specific reason, but like just for your future, you know, because I heard that at sijui lazima ukwe na reason ya kusave. Okay, me sina, but like I put money aside for sure, just to secure my future. Who knows, naeza pata a good deal mahali, then yeah, ni invest. Oh, okay, there's a reason for saving, but like save. Next one is going to be on tax. Please do your research on tax. Funny story, I didn't know that I was supposed to file my returns this year. Oh, Lord. So, and also, before entering into a contract with an employer or a potential employer, please ask their tax terms. Because now for the second contractual one, let me give you a story time. My colleagues and I were placed under the consultancy segment. Do you know, if a company does that, they're only entitled to pay 15% of the tax, and then you are supposed to pay 15% of the tax. None of my colleagues and I knew that. So when we were filing returns, unapata you have a debt, a KRA debt. So in life, please just know your tax. Know your tax. Everything tax research. Know when you should file. Know when the KRA tax year is, and when your employer's financial year is, you know, so that you may not get caught up in the rush. So all in all, I ended up filing my returns. The money I owed KRA, I coughed because nobody wants to be a defaulter. Yeah, so I'm officially tax compliant, but like adulting comes at you so fast. I never knew that I'd be here. So yeah, just do your research on tax. I'm not too proficient on tax. I still need to learn a lot of things. I just did the basics to understand why I was being fined, why I was filing, those things, yeah. Number 3, I am going to advise you guys to join a circle. Aside from the initial savings I had mentioned, there's another part of savings that I do, which is compulsory when you sign up, because they deduct from your salary. So join a circle for your savings, for a brighter future, man. Like save. Kwanza sai juu hauna responsibilities. I don't know, maybe uko nayo, but hata watu wako nayo wana save. Just join a circle, it's really good. Before you join, ask the person who's registering you in the circle to answer questions on share capital, on savings, on minimum deposits. All these questions are very important, because again, there's so much I didn't know before that I knew now. It's very comforting to know that, hey, niko na pesa mahali. And it's like every older girl who you are friends with or family friends with, they always tell me, wakipatana na mimi, like, you've started working really early. If you can, just save. That's such good advice, and I'm telling you guys this now. Save. Number 4 is to carry food. Carry food, guys. There's food at home. Yes, I am those people. There's food at home. Okay, I have my moments. If you read my blog, there's moments where I talk about getting breakfast in town. Those are moments where I feel like junking and destroying my body with junk, treating my body with junk. So, but for the most bit, I carry food. There's usually lunch and breakfast at home. So I carry, you can buy, this is another hack I've just remembered. Buy a big bag, so that it can carry your food, your lunch, your breakfast, and your diary, and everything else you need, sanitizer, your phone. So yeah, and bags are not cheap. I didn't know this, because I used to be that sling bag babe. You know, just sling bags. Unapata, when your mom gets a big bag, then she gives you that sling bag. So most of my slings were free. So when I got into the workforce, I realized that it's actually my mom who put me onto that tip. Like, a big bag is so essential. Just put your food in a carrier bag, then you put in the bag when you're pending mizigo. Alternatively, you can have that big bag and like a smaller bag, but naonanga ikiwa too much. So yeah, carry food. There's food at home, sis and bro. I am going to publicly embarrass myself in this section. When I joined the workforce, there was this initial excitement about a paycheck. A sleep is so exciting. If you don't watch out, you can just go down the rabbit hole of unnecessary expenditure. There's things I bought that I honestly don't even need. But then, looking back, there's also very good investments I made, like the phone I'm using. some of my work clothes. Yeah, my skincare routine. Okay, there's of course good things, but like when you're starting out, that initial excitement, I don't know, it's because you're not used to earning money. You are used to getting allowances from your parents, but now you're making your own money. So all of a sudden you develop a taste for wine, for cocktails. All of a sudden you like weekly cocktails, and you didn't used to like this when you were broke. A broke campus student. But all of a sudden kama macho yako yanafunguka, ukienda supermarket, it's now take everything. Oh, hata natumianga different things these days. The excitement will get you. Control yourself. If you can save yourself, or you can learn from my mistakes. I genuinely don't have any regrets, because I managed to pick up myself pretty fast after I started managing and budgeting my money. But before that, I was super careless. Then you're telling yourself, oh, sina responsibilities. That's such a dangerous line. It's true, but it's super dangerous. Unaweza sema hauna responsibility, but you're working to waste, and not working to put some in your reserve. The next one is on tithe. Everyone has different beliefs, but if you have been raised up in a Christian home, if you have Christian beliefs, you know that this is mandatory, right? To give more backup to this, you can look at Malachi chapter 3 verse 10. Na ni sawa, imagine kama we si believer, you all are welcome here. But like tithe. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6 under the money segment is investment groups, chamas. You can actually join one. You can start one with your friends. For me, the one I mean is with my nuclear family members. We have a investment group, aka chama. I used to think chamas were the ghetto. Before, nilikuwa naona my mom talking about chama, my sister talking about chama, and I'm just like, I'll never join a chama. Shock. And then I grew up, joined one after, of course, joining the workforce. And there's good things kwa chama. Like you get that collective effort. You'll end up with so much money, a pool of money that you can use for development in future. Of course, I vitu zimestagnate, but like ukieza, find what works for you. Yeah. 18 minutes in. I don't know if I should do a part 1 and a part 2. I might just continue. Okay. Number 3, the third segment. Number 3, pre-work hacks. These are things I didn't know before joining the workforce that I'd wish you, my very loyal subscribers and non-subscribers, to learn before you join the work hacks. Interviews. On interviews, the first point I will be on interviews. Please dress the part. I remember there's one interview I went for and I was in jeggings. What usually happens is my dad usually takes me to all my interviews, but on this particular one he was in Meru. So my mom had left for work also, so they usually see me before my interview. My dad up to the place where niko nafanywa interview. But like, so on this day I was just it's just me, just chilling. But I had such awkward feels about that job, that interview. Nilikuwa tu like, nimeitwa, maybe ni formality, so hata mimi sikuweka effort. Nikaenda na jeggings. So after the interview, when I patana with my mom, she sees me in jeggings and she's like, "Ka ulienda interview na jeggings?" Like, see, because I had jeggings, a top and a coat. So I thought I looked really smart casual. I looked really profesh in that. Girl, No, just dress the part. That's my point. Learn from my mistake. I didn't get that job, well, duh. And like, one of the reasons I felt I didn't get it is because of my dressing. Nasikia kama dressing ilinitoa marks, but like, I'm not saying that because I'm bitter or anything, but I didn't want it. As I said, even before I went, I was just like, the formality too. They probably have their person. Anywho, next. Nobody told me pre-work and post-graduation about how tarmarking is a genuine thing out here. What, you know, I used to hear stories that, hey, nimeka home, and I'm like, me, I can't, any happen here. You guys had been home for 7 months. The 7 months were really long. There's no joy in Netflixing and chilling your whole life. Honestly, Netflix junk, chilling. That was the order of my days then. But like, tarmarking. What can I say about tarmarking? What did I want to say? Please keep sending in applications. Yeah. In that period, okay, and take care of your mental health. I remember I used to have serious funks. I used to ask myself, when is this job coming through? Why did I work so hard to spend all this time at your mental health can take a hit, so please find things that work for you to get out of those funks. For me, I used to take hella walks. There's a time I went to Mombasa with my graduation money. Nili raha jipe mwenyewe nikaenda Mombasa ni mie. So you can travel if you can. Then I used to have so many. I lost that phone and I didn't used to back up my images. Nikaenda museum. I went on so many solo dates. Museum. I went to the orphanage. Where else did I go? Yeah, like, find things to get you out of those funks in case you are tarmarking. And then you'll send out so many applications. I sent like 200 plus applications. Hizo ni zenye I had actually written down on a sticky note that I threw out. On sticky notes I threw out after doors started opening for me. I ditched all of them. So you'll send many applications. You'll hear so many no's, even kwa interviews. Let me give you a funny. I actually wrote it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I'd been to 6 interviews, and like, some of them were no's. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 no's and 2 yeses. It's actually supposed to be 4 no's and 3 yeses. So no, those are interviews. Applications are way more. But like, it's a process. So be very gentle and kind to yourself when you're looking for a job. Your door will eventually open. And by the way, when it starts, after those 7 months, tukaenda ngong kufanya census interview. It was actually written. Tuliketi classrooms, zile desks za Raima for real. So after that interview, I went on ahead to do the census job. And like, post-census, when doors started opening for me, zilikuwa zina open to hivi. Door after door after door. But that was after the long funk. So what we can conclude is that baada ya dhiki huja faraja. Don't worry about your tarmarking period. And don't let anyone invalidate your tarmarking period. There's a babe who used to fellowship in with the same church. I remember talking to her because I thought us guys were friends. And then I remember telling her, I told her how I feel really bad in my funk. I don't understand why I'm not getting a job during those 7 months. And she's like, guy, umetamak to 7 months. Ambia Mungu pole juu ya kucomplain. Kuna watu wameka huku nje years. And I'm just like, really? How is someone else's tarmarking experience not my problem? That sounds rude. Okay, but how does another person's suffering invalidate mine? So if you know someone who is tarmarking, please be really kind to them. By the thanks, they get the better of your mental health. They get the better part of your mental health. You can just be sitting happy, and then you wake up, you're unhappy, you start crying. I remember these moments I used to even cry. I was just like, job, when I come through, what's going on? Yeah, so be kind to yourself also, and be kind to others. Keep sending out those applications, even those ones that have not been advertised. I know a friend of mine who sends, she desires to work for UN so she's constantly sending out emails to UN. And like, what's the worst thing that could happen? By the way, hakuna shida. See, okay, wakikosa reply, you won't die, but like waki reply, you'd be so glad you tried, don't you think so? So yeah, I remember my first ever interview after internship. I was told I was number 2, that if number 1 doesn't come through, I'll be called. But it was a good interview anyway. So yeah, kuna no's and there's yeses. Then this last one, before joining this one, tukafanyiwa interview. I was feeling rather hopeful. I was so happy. Then I got an email. I was called. I was like, hiya, okay. God of miracles. 26 minutes away. The fourth segment is self-management. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared to learn on the job. In Nairobi. What you studied for is not probably what you're going to be doing professionally. Sorry to burst your bubble, but like, majority of the people I know are not in fields they studied in. I'd been called. So yeah, I forgot to say I'm shooting. Yeah, as I was, where was I? Yeah, learning on the job. Please be open to learning on the job, because high chances are that you won't work in a field that you studied for. I did marketing. I did commerce marketing option, and I'm in monitoring and evaluation, something I'd never even heard of before. I just had it in passing, I think once, and now here I am, deeply immersed. I'm actually even taking an online course for it. So yeah, be open to learn on the job. Timing is very important. It's important to respect other people's time, and to also respect your time and the time, your workplace time. When I was starting out, I was pretty excited for this one. There's even days I'd get to work at 7, at 6:20. Then Rona happened. Coronavirus. Let's just say I slacked a bit, but now I'm back. Like yesterday I was at work by 8, which is the expected time. So yeah, keep time. It gives you such a good start of the day. Like if you're early, high chances are that you'll be super productive, you'll get a lot done, and you'll be happy. Because when you're late, most of the time you're usually very disoriented. I know this from my internship experience. Kama tulikuwa pamoja internship, please usishout. Because internship these days, I even used to get to work at 10. Moving on. Do your best. I am such a firm believer in Kaizen. Kaizen is continuous improvement in the workplace. Do your best. Let God do the rest. Do your best. Keep improving yourself. Kama it's online courses, kama you'll talk to a professional who's been in that field for a longer time, a co-direct. It's okay. Everyone has their own style. For me, it's doing a lot of research and currently doing an online course. So yeah. The next one is on mistakes. Please note that you'll make several mistakes. Please move past them. don't be too fixated on your mistakes, because we are human beings, we are not machines. Na pia machines zingine inakuanga na glitches, so move past your mistakes when you make them. In fact, you're just learning. Like, this is my first corporate jobs. I wouldn't consider censors in the contractual one, corporate ones. So like, I'm literally learning on the job. It's like I've been thrown to the dogs to learn, but like, it's so far so good. I have no complaints. I have such good colleagues. I have a good boss. I've always had really good bosses. Even in internship, at a censors, our supervisor was really nice. Even in the contractual one, our supervisors were super nice. So yeah, move past your mistakes. You're still learning. The last one on self-management, do research. I'm such a sucker for research. I love researching. Unaweza nipata leo nasoma about kangaroos, tomorrow I'm about money market. Like, keep such an open mind. Be open to working with others, because there will be a lot of teamwork. Yeah, most importantly, be very professional in your relationships. Even if you don't necessarily like someone, try leave that, put that aside. There's something I learned in communication skills. It's possible to separate the message from the messenger. So yeah, okay, 30 minutes. Adulting scams. This is the 5th segment. You know how the growth curve usually dictates that we are born, we go to kindergarten, we go to primary, we go to high school, then to university, and then we graduate, we get a job. After getting a job, we move out. It's a lie. It's a big lie. This growth curve is inaccurate, and everyone's journey is totally different. I'm seeing this now, because some move out really early, some move out really late. But kama hawarakishwi, mi sioni haja ya kumove. Moving out is expensive. So tuendelee tu kuchill kwetu. Because I was checking out appliances earlier when I thought that this curve applies. So I got my first corporate job. The paycheck was very promising. So I thought, hey, kabet sita. Then I went to check appliances and I was like, sis, si must. Sifukuzi kwetu. Ni sawa. The next one is, honey, there'll be no allowances post school. You know how you used to get, you used to be very highly dependent. Your income now is your allowance. Yeah. You're not used. It's when you're used to being a freeloader and then you move to being not self-sufficient. I'm not self-sufficient. I'm still very dependent, super dependent actually. What do I say? Independent. I'm not okay. When you move from being a freeloader from your parents, then you can now, let's say, you can stand on your own in some things. It's hard. This independence thing is a scam. It's a scam. So I remember the first time when I used to go for work, nilikuwa na expect kupewa transport bado. I was still in that mentality for campus babe. Kwa nadhani nitaendelea kupewa transport. And then I asked myself, sis, you're earning a salary, that means you need to start budgeting on transport, vitu kama hizo. So I was like, oh shit, adulting has caught up with me. So yeah, but like, I thank God for super supportive parents who I'm still very highly dependent on. Sidhani ati sahi najisimamia. Nope. So yeah, allowance isn't permanent. That is one adulting scam, adulting myth that na demystify tiju. Yeah. Another last segment before I stop shooting, because now we are in too deep time wise. This is just a bonus point. To all my ladies, carry a sanitary towel and put it in your drawer, in your work drawer. It comes in handy. Because if you're those oops babes for me, like me, who don't have tracking apps, this will come in handy. Thank me later. Then you'll hydrate a lot, so you'll spend hella time in the washrooms. Make sure you work in a place where you have proper sanitation facilities. It's your right. It's your right. You're entitled to good sanitation and good hygiene in the workplace. Yeah, so, and make peace. This is to all my hydrating queens and kings. When I was starting out, I used to be really embarrassed about my pee breaks. They were quite a number because I really hydrate. When I say I really hydrate, I really hydrate. I take like 2 to 3 liters of water per day. So I made peace with my pee breaks. It was just like, I'm embarrassed. So sometimes I'd find myself just holding. I'm like, girl, no. I moved on. Squeezy. When the need arises, I go. It's your right. There's nothing humanely wrong. I like how the lighting is shifting. Humanely wrong with your pee breaks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed my work hacks video. Let me show you my outfit. Let me show you a better day, and then you will see. Asanteni sana for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed my work hacks video 1.0. Thank you so much for keeping it Miss No Idea fam. Please share this video. Let's get to 200 subscribers. Kwaherini.